You hear them first before you see them, and by the time you see them, it's too late. Hold the line! They call me Ishmael. 4th June 1845, Nantucket whaling fleet. Off the south coast of Chile, ice in the water, thick as polished stone, air so cold you could chew every breath, and below deck, 48 casks of the finest sperm whale oil lined up in rows like the wood teeth in an old man's mouth. Black gold. We'll be rich men when we get out of here, that's what the skipper said. He's dead now. I wouldn't want you to get attached. 151 days into a voyage supposed to last for 3 years. Gulf of Maine, down the coast and flog our way through the North Atlantic, round the Horn, till there's nothing to do but fish and kill and boil the big bastards down to oil, fetching nearly $2 a gallon. It is worth 3 years of your life for that kind of money. Of course, there are no guarantees at sea. Every seaside pub in the world is full of old tars, guys who used to believe in the sure thing, but they don't go to sea anymore, no. They can't. Mostly, it's the uncertainty that gets them. When you're at sea long enough, eventually life on land just fades away. Oh, you know it's there. Your favourite pub. Or your wife's beautiful red hair. Wee ones. But it all begins to take on this sort of dream-like quality. And then some days nothing changes, not the colour of the ocean, of a changing of day to night and night to day. And then one day it happens. And there she blows. It was the biggest whale any of us had ever seen. We chased her for 3 days and 3 nights till at last she lay exhausted beside the ship. The only sign of life was the occasional lolling of the flipper, so we go down, we tie our good strong ropes around her tail and we begin to haul her aboard when suddenly a great eye opens. And without warning, she turns over in the water and begins to dive down, and then it's chaos. Men screaming orders at each other, the rope wearing thin as she dives down deeper and deeper and deeper than any whale has ever sounded before, down to the darkest part of the ocean, the deepest pits of hell, where neither God nor devil do dwell, and only inconceivable monsters play. I shout to the captain, "For the love of God, man, let me cut the line." And he strikes my face and bids the boatswain tie me to the mast. He says, "I'll deal with you later." And then all I hear is the sizzle of the rope wearing thin through the wood blocks, an arm-wide rope run down as thin as a length of wire, and then quiet, silence. Every man to a man holds his breath, and then we saw it. No. We felt it. The feeling of something moving far below us, moving fast towards us like a knife through the water. And then, with some bubbles, and a sigh as if the sea were a lover loath to give up her treasure, and a quiet plop, the whale's carcass floats up next to the ship, belly side up like a great island, and in that moment we knew we were rich. Rich, I say. whale that size we could go home. But then we saw it. No, I saw it. The others were celebrating, but I was still tied to the mast, so... Tentacle begins to creep behind the well. Like a kitten playing with a ball of yarn, except that the kitten is twice the length of the ship, and the tentacle is wider than the mast, and then from behind the well I see a head with great, golden, hungry eyes, and a mouth that looks like all the hells of the world have found their home. Kraken. And from behind the captain, some brave soul says, "For the love of God, man, cut the line." But he would not do it. Instead, he walked to the rail, raised his harpoon, and buried it deep in the monster's great golden eye. Its eye! The eye! All that night, the creature hunted us. This were no ordinary animal. It hunted us, taking pride in our destruction. First, it squeezed the hull till it filled with water. Then, when every man was stranded on the deck, it pecked them off one by one by one. One man attempted to hide in the forecastle. The beast broke down the door, pulled him out, and ate him as leisurely as if it were peeling a grape. And by morning, there were only 3 of us left. The captain and the little red-headed cabin boy, Rupert, and me, still tied to the goddamn mast! And there is nothing more dangerous in this world than a man who knows his time has come. The captain walks back to the rail, and this time he cuts the line, binding the whale to the ship, and then, quicker than I can blink, he picks up the boy and throws him over the railing, throws the little boy straight at the monster, straight into its mouth. And then he comes over and he unties me. I suppose he had forgotten that Rupert was my son. So I blinded him with his own knife, dragged him screaming to the rail and threw him overboard. The beast watched as I did it, and I swear to God it knew what I was about. So I spoke to it. Sounds crazy, but I did. And I said, "Let me go. You have eaten your fill, and I have given you the man who blinded you. Let one man live, so that I may tell others of your cruelty." And it did. And I never went to sea again after that. I never needed to. Lone survivor of a ship that brought in 48 casks of sperm whale oil. I was rich. And I never went because I was tired. Tired of the killing. Tired of watching the whale calves nuzzling against the ship for milk after we'd killed their mothers. Tired of eating and being eaten. But I kept my vow. I kept my promise to the beast. And I told you